Hello guys, it's Clone Riggy here, and I will be sharing some of my ranting, such as, what even is this? Literally, what even is this? Whoever made this monster should go to therapy and think about what he's done. Literally, I can't describe how much of a weirdo he is. Literally, why would you make this? Wait a minute. Maybe I should check Brendan's channel and the wiki to deep analyze this creature. Because I want to learn and know what even is this creature. So my fellow clone recruits and Brendan's viewers, hope you got some popcorn because I'm about to go to the dark side of the internet. Known as fanon. And if you don't know what fanon is basically like a thing where there are content that doesn't even exist. Anyways, let's begin. Okay, we're on Brendan's channel, so let's go search up these things. So, for what I can know, I'm gonna I'm gonna go to the wiki or whatever that. So let's go search that first, because I have no idea what's called. Like seriously, what even is this creature? I don't understand. I literally don't understand what even is this creature. So let's go and here. The Tasman, yeah, there. Like there. There's this creature. There it is again. I literally have no idea what even is this creature. So I need to learn about this. Let's go to the description of each video. Warning, this contains jump scare. If you're sensitive to weirdos, do not watch this video. Well, I might watch it anyways because what even is this? Look at that. So let's go watch this video because I have no idea what even is this creature. So let's go watch this video. So let's go watch the first part. So. Hey guys, does John play a perfectly normal evolution game? Yeah, sure it is normal. Let's go check and find out. Let's go here and turn up and you better turn down the volume. Let's look. Yeah, there it is. Let's go back. There it is. It's just flashing the screen. What even is that noise? Dude, it's the freaking tank for something. It's the freaking creature. I literally need to know what it's called. I need to skip forward. Or at least just go, there's drones. Dude, what even, like, you need to get better editing skills because that does not look good editing to me. So let's go see. I need to, just look. Spell time, yep, perfectly normal. No, I don't see anything peculiar. There it is. Wait, let me just. Wait, there it is. Go. We gotta go back. There's this thing. There's this creature again. And is the mouse showing? Yeah, the mouse is showing. Literally, there's this creature again. Let me go back again. Look at the mouse right here. Look. Go back. Look at it. There's this creature. It just disappeared. Brian thought he was imagining something. It's not imaginary. Do something. At least just close the game and you will be safe. And also, the music's now low. I don't know. Really. I don't know. Why you mute the music? Why is it really quiet here? Dude, this creature must have muted it or something. That does not look normal. He muted the music. The speakers are taking... Brendan, the speakers are not taking a break. This creature muted the music. Does this look normal to you? Literally, does this look normal to you? The creature muted the music. That does not look like it's normal. It's not taking a break. Look, there it is again. Look at the cursor. It just ran towards Ben and it disappeared. I literally need to know more of this creature. Now let's go. I will end, and then it flashes on the screen again. Why? It just flashed on the screen. And also, what's that at the bottom of this creature? I won't worry about it. Okay. Might be shown. Look, there it is. You can see it. It's transparent. It's transparent. See? Look, it's George Denham. What do you say? Therapy? Why do you need therapy? That creature charged at you and disappeared. It's a reality warping being. There are less creatures? This is because he committed mass genocide. And there's this creature again. He's right here. The darkness grows. Yeah, he literally can cause. Look, I think he might be causing it. And there's this drone entering, and there's this creature entering too. He forgot. He killed him. This creature killed a drone. That does not look like he didn't train. Oh my god. Literally, he did not train. Literally, that does not look like he did train. It's the tank. He killed him. You're being watched? Yeah, sure. The tank is watching you. Realization. Is it? That is not. It's not an imaginary entity. Just get all that because is y'all know that's talking to me? Yeah, now you're realizing. I have to know what it is. Yeah, you won't know what it is. No. Wait, there's a wait. It's his name. Is this? So this one is named the Error Critical Thingy. Who the fuck is this name? This sounds like it's some sort of fake, but fine, I'll take a listen. The entity is one of the most scariest entity, even scarier than Roblox stores. What do you mean it's scarier than Roblox stores? This entity consists of having 12 eyes and is very creepy to look at. Counter, the entity can be found in certain layers of the Cursed Maze. The Cursed Maze? What? As soon as you enter the Cursed Maze, it looks normal at first, but when you enter layer 2, the darkness grows and obstructs your vision. It will get so thick to you to the point that you can't see without the torches that light up to an certain extent. As you get further into the maze through one of these entrances, the darkness will set in after you enter layer 2. But however, since you're in layer 2, the darkness won't affect the obstruct your vision that much. It will take long to explain a lot of things, so we'll skip. After you enter layer 3, the darkness is so very thick and now you need torches. You see, as you've entered deeper in layer 3, the curse is now being searched by the entity, and is no more visible. And as soon as the entity sees you, he charges you at insane speeds. Which is 1.5 times faster than the max speed player, or the man to follow max speed booster. After the entity catches you, the entity opens his whole body to reveal a cursed hand that grabs you with it. And after your screen goes black, and after 5 seconds, the game crashes and you die in real life. What do you even fucking listen? Okay, but I'll just... Fine. What do you mean you die in real life? That's not true. That's really not true. You're just sitting in again? Of course you're sitting in. It's the tank. The tank! What the heck? Okay, it's too long to watch. I'll skip the next forward. Of course it's empty. That looks creepy. The stack. What does this mean? Of course, the Mr. Tank is here, coming after you, and then it just. You fucking scared me. Anyways, part 2. Let's go to part 2. Welcome back to the Evolution Gang. Yeah, I learned all of that. Hey, hey, this one. Glove's not lost yet. It's a boss fight. What the heck? How are you winning? What the heck? You just beat the fucking tank. I'm shocked. So how did you beat the tank? Wait. Wait. What is this YouTube link? What does this even lead? What the? There's a YouTube link. Hold on. Let me show the transcript. There's just a YouTube Shorts link. Let me at least copy it so I can paste this in. Let me just go see what does this lead to. The tank who sees has something to say. The tank who sees has something to say? What? Its name is the tank who sees? I have to go check the fan and wiki. Okay, we're in fan and wiki, which is awesome. So let's go search this one. So let's go to the E, because it does cover the error, critical, whatever it's called. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's an SVG file. Let me go see this one. That's not good. That's bad news. Just one single eye. That looks fucking creepy. Let me go see this one. Yeah, this is the official fan and wiki of this one. Alright, I'm about to read this whole Tank Who Sees fan article. So let's go. Okay, let's go. The air critical is an unknown entity that Alright, so I've just learned that this tank is named the Tank Who Sees. And it wants to capture and study Brendan before finally converting them into a servant! What is wrong with them? I need to protect Brendan from this Tank Who Sees now! But you wanna know what the Tank Who Sees is? Well, I'll tell you it right now!
Cursed Maze server. The Tank Who Sees is an unknown entity that only a few have seen. It is said to be exclusive to only the Cursed Maze server. The Tank Who Sees has been described to look exactly like a basic tank, but with changes such as a completely black body with a darker shaded barrel. The middle area of the Tank Who Sees has been described to have 10 differently sized hyper-realistic eyes staring directly beyond the screen. The Tank Who Sees is known to appear in the Cursed Maps Domination and Cursed FFA Maze and is extremely hostile and unlikely to be spotted in normal servers with operating game. It is known to have fast speed compared to its size and is rapidly fluctuating liquid-like acidic body that absorbs and corrodes anything it comes to contact with. Its barrel fires jumbles of red and black, which has 3 holes in a barrel-like thing with curved teeth. These jumbles are hostile, has a speed and durability of Crasher and Pentagon, and are commonly seen across the cursed servers. As soon as one sees it, player must not get any closer to an entity and run away from it at all costs. It has unknown speed value, which means it will have no problem chasing down a tank. One should not try to shoot it. It has an estimated HP of an absolute infinity and running is the only option and nothing else. The Tank Who Sees can only be found in a cursed variant of a FFA Maze server or Special Maze Domination. Any other server will be left uncursed, making the spawning conditions for the Fest of the Tank Who Sees impossible. The Cursed Maze appears as a normal maze server at first, however the player will notice the server's player status will have 0/1 instead of the usual amount. When the player joins, they will be confused to see the server is perfectly normal. Besides the fact that there is no pentagon nest, The player will eventually have to enter the cursed maze, which will also seemingly look normal at first until they get to the second layer of the maze, where a dark circle will obstruct their vision, acting as the darkness. Slowly the darkness will get bigger and obstruct more of the player's view as they enter the maze. The darkness will get so bad at a point where it will become similar to the Spooky Mansion's events darkness, making it nearly impossible to see without polygons labeled torches, which light up the area to a certain extent. As the player gets further into the maze through one of the entrances, the darkness will begin to set in once you get to layer 2 and make it noticeably harder to see objects around you. However, because you are only at layer 2, the darkness is only just setting in, so it does not obstruct your view too much. As the player continues, they will find corpses of other tanks. These corpses will vary from all playable tanks in the game, and will usually look like that tank, but with a rusted tint on them, and usually cracks or missing barrels. After these corpses appear, the player will see a message pop on their screen claiming light begins to fade as you travel deeper. The tank who sees can now be seen watching and stalking the player at a distance. Attempting to shoot at or walk towards the tank who sees will cause a gray static to appear that disappears after 2 seconds. After it disappears, the player will realize the tank who sees is gone and will continue stalking you again after a while. When the player enters even deeper, which is approximately around layer 3, the darkness will heavily obscure their sight. Now at this point, similar to the Spooky Mansion, however, the player can now find polygons known as torches stuck to the walls of the maze that can light up a certain spot to an extent. The corpses of tanks can become even more common compared to the more outside part. If the player tries to go back to the original entrances, they will find the entrances are no longer there and replaced by walls. If the player continues to go deeper into layer 3, this forbidden maze, they will find themselves now directly being searched for by the tank who sees, as red static and noise will occasionally appear on their screen as the tank who sees' shape becomes more visible to player. If the tank who sees spots the player, then the tank who sees will charge at the spotted player at an alarmingly fast rate, or 60 kilometers per second. The tank who sees will always be faster than the player, even if you play faster tanks like the triangle, the booster, or the propeller branch. If the tank who sees catches you, it opens a part of itself to reveal a searsed hand that proceeds to grab the caught player before the screen cuts static for 5 seconds, while also followed by the tank who sees jump scare before the user's browser closes itself. If the player tries to rejoin the link, they will find themselves unable to find it or get the banned disconnection screen. If the player manages to sneak past the tank who sees, they can find a rusted door that reveals a path for the player to walk into. Once you walk into it, eerie music plays as rusted and destroyed maze walls begin to appear with more corpses. However, these ones are ripped to pieces beyond recognition. Further into the corridor, eerie music plays faster as the tank who sees begins to chase the player at 60 kph up the corridor. As the player tries to escape into the corridor, they will see the rusted walls begin to start getting less rusted and the darkness dissipates. The tank who sees will begin rapidly accelerating up to 100 kph. However, just as the tank who sees is about to catch them, the player reaches the exit of the maze and will immediately get a banned disconnection, and they can also find the forbidden achievement in the list of unlocked achievements. If the player tries to enter again, they will automatically get disconnected, just like trying to re-enter. Staying in the cursed maze server for more than 20 minutes will start playing highly disturbing music that eventually starts getting even faster. At the very end, it abruptly stops before the tank who sees suddenly appears behind you and grabs your tank, and the screen cuts to static, also followed by the tank who sees jump scare and the user's browser automatically closing, similar to being caught. But however, some of the walls of the cursed maze at any layer has a 1% chance to be replaced by a glitched version of it. But if you decided to touch the glitched wall, you will get teleported to the internal darkness with no walls, no corpses, no torch, and no everything, except for the player. And after 10 seconds of being the internal darkness, the tank who sees suddenly appears behind you and proceeds to jump scare you for 2 seconds before closing your browser, similar to being caught. And that's the whole story of the tank who sees.
Yep, that's the whole story. Boys, let's go protect Brendan from the tank who sees. But I gotta first tell Brendan that the tank who sees wants to capture and study him, or whatever he's gonna do to him. But I'm not sure if he will believe me, but I'll try my best to convince him to do so. Anyways, thanks for watching, and remember, over 1 septillion!